Boss, we're looking for the kids in Sahelanthropus, but there's still no sign of them. We don't know if the chopper pilot is alive either. What have we gone and put in the hands of those kids? We don't know how bad this is until we find them. Also, regarding our concerns about Eli, I finished looking into whether or not he's a product of that project. I have an answer. I put it on tape. Give it a listen.
All right, time to listen to this tape. Am I the father?
Boss, I've updated the mission list.
Hooray!
We received some new job offers. The details are on your iDroid. Boss, we've got the results of Eli's genetic tests. We can finally put this worry behind us.
We used the PCR technique and conducted DNA fingerprinting of the copied DNA sequences. Neither is mainstream science yet, but the concepts and procedures are sound. Both tests say there is 0% chance that the two of you are blood relatives, meaning the results are negative. He's not your son, nor is he your clone. He's just another person.
It was 12 years ago that Zero made plans to clone you. Eli's age and appearance certainly are a good fit. I admit the first time I saw him, I did a double take. But it looks like we were worried for nothing. Eli isn't your clone. Though you might still have one somewhere out there.
But if Eli isn't the boss's clone, why does he seem so obsessed with him? Not to mention having one hell of an attitude for his age.
I don't know. Learning the truth about himself, cursing the fact he's a clone, bearing a grudge against selfish adults, and coming to hate who he was cloned from. Big boss. If that were really the case, I could understand it. I might even feel a bit sorry for him. But no clone could have a totally different DNA fingerprint. And the tests left no room for error. You yourself were there when we drew Eli's blood sample.
Come to think of it, when we went to OKB-0, he'd snuck onto a chopper and was there.
Yeah.
He was acting strange even then. Or actually from a little before that time.
That was exactly when we began these tests.
Maybe he suspected something when we drew the sample, not knowing what we were doing to him, and becoming mistrustful of us.
Hard to say. Eli's had an attitude problem from day one.
So what is he then?
Well, if he's gonna tell us that himself, we'll need to get him to open up more first.
Well, liquid ain't liquid. Huh.
There seems to be a real weird sense of perspective here on the base.
Yeah. Kid's real pissed off at us. All we did was take him prisoner, just break his arm. Punch him multiple times.
And then started doing unexplained medical testing.
Yeah.
You know, the usual. What you do with all kids.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
I'd say it feels emptier now that the kids are gone, but honestly, it feels the same.
Just gonna look up at that crow's nest, see that Eli's gone, and not really care too much.
Oh, he took his chair with him, too. I was gonna sit there.
It's in the... He replaced the cockpit with it.
Right. Oh yeah, Quiet Center Sniper Wolf outfit now.
Do not like the wig.
Yeah. At least sometimes when we look at the base when we're leaving, we can still see Code Talker.
Yeah.
I'd be very upset if Code Talker left.
As he gets his texts regarding borscht. Ah, look at that.
Yeah, another one of the PM seats from MGS4.
About Eli hijacking Sahelanthropus. We know how he got it moving. It was Emmerich. He used the kids in the staff living quarters to carry out his repairs. We got the details on tape. You're gonna want to hear this. What was your goal in having the children repair Sahelanthropus?
I just answered their questions. I had no idea they would actually try to fix it. I mean, can you imagine a child piloting it?
Oh, sure, easily.
It wouldn't work.
I bet it's just like riding a bike.
I said it didn't work.
Who did you try?
I didn't.
Did you put your son in it?
We never did that.
His name was, Hal, wasn't it? I thought you said you never saw his face. But you made him pilot Sahelanthropus. You used him in your experiments.
He wanted to get in. It was such a short time we had.
So he was with you.
We were happy.
You're still happy now. Changing your lies to suit the listener and getting by slipping through the cracks. Building layer upon layer of convenient stories until nothing means anything to you anymore. You're happy all the time because you don't even notice you're doing it. Think hard. Who are you really? You're not a victim and you're not the silent majority. You're a perpetrator and a petty hypocrite. The real world doesn't make you suffer. It's the other way around.
God, I love that Hughie just fucking put his little baby boy in a Metal Gear. Oh, hi.
It was a weight issue, right? Like,
Yeah.
smaller people seems like a quick fix.
What? Quiet, what is this shit?
Is there something on my face?
What's happening? Does Otacon have memories of being in this Metal Gear? Like, I want to know. What? Quiet, what is it?
What?
What?
She looks like she's been putting, like, Quiet Heart Boss in her notebook over and over again.
Yeah.
And trying to do, like, the what her last name would be, but she doesn't know your name. There's just a lot of question marks.
Man, you cannot stay still. Oh god, she's looking at me through the iDroid screen. I gotta get out of here. This is feeling really clingy all of a sudden. Like, this helicopter is really cramped all of a sudden.
Is it hot in here?
Pequod, hey Pequod, what have you been up to? So, how's it going, man? Can you just drop me off anywhere? Anywhere.
Anyway, I'm gonna go this way. You go that way.
Yeah, you know,
let's just think and hum about this.
Yeah, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot with that when it was raining, like a day or two ago.
I still have your boots. Don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was pretty intense. I need a smoke.
Yeah, I mean, just gotta do something to get my mind off all this. This is just too weird, too fast. You still haven't talked to me, and now I have become Vapor Snake. Just leave me alone.
Vapor Snake believes firmly in cootie theory.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why he dresses like that.
Maybe I can repel a girl with this.
Quiet.
It would work on some girls, that's for sure.
Maybe she doesn't approve of the anime box. All right, you know what? I gotta be blunt about this. We're getting DD back. By the way, DD is the best of friends with us, which means we can customize him.
Yes! But he's perfect just the way he is. Oh, stealth dog.
Yeah.
Little tactical doggy.
And then Fox.
Everything's a fucking fox.
Everything's a fox. Yeah, we're gonna make him a fox. And also, you can change his eye patch. No eye patch, or you can give him an artificial dog eyeball. Now he's fine.
You should be able to give him the solid eye.
Oh shit, you should.
Right?
Yeah, leave quiet. I feel uncomfortable. Thank you. I just wanted to be just me and my dog.
When you get down to it, I think this is really one of the most feminist games there is. Because you can make your emblem say pro-chick, and I mean, that says it all right there.
Yep, it's the most feminist thing possible.
Pro-chick. Oh, me? I'm pro-chick.
Yeah, man. Oh, here he come. Aw. I wish if he fell in the box it would break, but he just clips through it.
Oh, well, yeah.
Good dog.
That's why you need to get a D-cat to play with the box.
Right. I wish there was a D-cat. Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Alright. Well, let's find something to do. This Vapor Snake.
Got a bunch of those new jobs.
We do have a bunch of new jobs. And pretty close to where we landed is another side op that unlocked pretty recently.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how we got the Jahuti arm from that bird? There's another Zone of the Enders related animal.
Oh, good.
It is a... we have to capture a legendary jackal.
Of course.
That's the target.
How do you fucking know, Miller? Are you a jackal expert?
Unusual. A black side-striped jackal. It said jackals were the inspiration for the Egyptian god Anubis. Anubis, the lord of the underworld, is often depicted with a black head. It's like that jackal is the incarnation of Anubis himself.
Whoa. But anyways, we're gonna drop in an item that you can develop very early on. I just keep forgetting to show it off. You can get a bait bottle.
Ooh.
It's just a little bottle you throw that emits a scent that just lures animals and makes them stay in one spot. And it makes it real easy to get the jackal. I don't remember if it works on birds, actually. I think it's only... I don't think it works on birds.
I think one of the most confusing things about whether or not Miller is blind, or the degree to which Miller's vision is impaired, is that he's always the one looking through your goggles to say, yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
Like, how would he know?
It's all walking in place.
Unless the implication is that your goggles know, your binoculars always know, and they just make that noise.
Maybe, yeah.
And Miller's like, I heard the noise, that's the one. That's it.
Maybe. Whoops. Aw, oh, damn it.
That is one legendary jackal.
Yeah. Dee Dee didn't do it here, because I knocked the dog off, the jackal off too quick, but if you have Dee Dee with you, and a jackal, like, pounces on you and is trying to bite you, sometimes Dee Dee will run over and bite it and, like, drag it away from you and, like, snap its neck.
Hell yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah, we get some emblem parts related to Anubis from Zone of the Enders.
Good dog.
Get a ton of heroism and stuff, but on top of that, we also unlock a blueprint for a wormhole.
Oh, so this is how we explain, like, the weird things done to the timeline.
Yeah.
It's just a wormhole.
Yeah. Jahuti gave you the Jahuti arm, the Wisp sub-weapon. Anubis, in Zone of the Enders 2, and 1, I guess, as well, was the one that originally had the zero shift ability, which basically let it teleport. So, wormhole.
Feeling hungry, old timer?
Old timer. I do not get hungry, no. But you have a new hamburger?
You guessed it. And this time we used lamb.
Lamb.
You're not a lamb kind of guy?
A hamburger is made of beef. Who ever heard of a hamburger without beef?
Yeah, but to stay fresh, stand out from our competition.
You're what?
Just give it a try.
If you say so. Not bad. But I cannot call this a hamburger.
I thought we were onto something this time. Maybe the problem is that it looks like a regular hamburger. Gotta think outside the box. Too much baggage if they come in expecting just another burger. Let's see, cotton candy? To make it look like a sheep? Yeah.
Just a minute. You really think people would eat that? What is it you are planning? Are you using me? A taste tester? A one-man focus group?
Well, actually, I've already started. I got a place called, Miller's Maxi Buns.
You are kidding me.
Well, to be honest, business hasn't been great. No one seems to like my, buns.
The Ocelot said Diamond Dog's budget did not add up. But you don't mean to tell me.
What? No. Our black budget's got it all covered. I'm not embezzling GMP or anything. Still, let's not say anything to Snake, okay?
Very well. However, Kazuhira, it takes more than premium ingredients and a clever recipe to satisfy the palate.
Okay, so what do we do?
The palate seeks one thing: chemical additives.
Chemical additives.
There is nothing mysterious or spiritual about good flavor. The tongue simply identifies specific amino acids, which the brain then recognizes as appealing. Therefore, all that is needed is to chemically isolate those amino acids and incorporate them into your products. To be clear, I speak of flavor. The rest is irrelevant.
That seems a little extreme.
Do not forget that I am a scientist after all. And using science for the benefit of others is a joy. In seeking coexistence with nature's blessings, not everything can remain in its natural form. When we fall ill, we must be treated. Otherwise, that very nature could cost us our lives. Agriculture is one of nature's many blessings. But through that process, we damage the surrounding vegetation.
Yeah. Whether it's a massive farm or a tiny field, we always leave our mark on the land.
The same is true of parasites. And for food preparation. If tapeworms in the raw meat of another animal enter the human body, they roam around trying to find their usual habitat. Sometimes even eating away at the brain in their confusion. So in looking through a scientific point of view, you see the necessity for processing food. Yes, it is also sometimes necessary to eliminate certain parasites, or selectively use or even modify others. Alternatively, we could say that if a man is part of nature, the work he does is also part of it. What is important is the balance.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, old-timer. You really opened my eyes. I fooled myself into thinking people today wanted high-quality, all-natural goods. But my favorite burgers were never about that. What they want is something like the first burger I had in America when I went to meet my dad. A Frankenburger loaded with additives. That's the America I knew and loved. I'll be back in a jiffy, old-timer. My next burger's gonna knock your socks off.
Kazuhira, wait. What is important is how we balance the... for a one-legged man. Frankenberger. What kind of a dive did your old man take you to?
Oh, man. Anyways, we gotta rescue some people, which is good opportunity to use my new wormhole.
Ooh.
Whoop! The wormhole is the best Fulton balloon you can use in the game because it has a 100% success rate. Always. And you don't have to have open air above you for the helicopter to grab them. You can Fulton people inside buildings because they could just get sucked through the wormhole. It's great. Whoop. I love it.
Incredible. It does look like you might suffocate.
Yeah, it does look like you're getting sucked into a void that has no oxygen.
Like there are hell demons from Event Horizon that are going to get them in between here and Mother Base.
Yeah. Maybe they just have to pass through the hell dimension from Metal Gear Survive briefly. Which I actually did start playing. It's not as bad as people make it sound. It doesn't feel like you're playing a Metal Gear game, but they somehow were able to successfully take the assets from this game and make a completely different feeling game with it, which is kind of interesting.
Let this happen. Guess it's time to increase security. Just give me the order.
Who did this?
A competitor. But we don't know who. Can't pin down a route to their base. But we're ready to strike back. Just give us that chance, boss.
I'm guessing this is a cutscene that happens if someone does a base invasion on you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a couple variations of the you got invaded cutscene. Yeah, somebody invaded my base and they won.
You know, when you brought back all the child soldiers who escaped, Eli knew they'd returned. Needless to say, nobody said a word to him. I guess they got a message to him somehow. Eli wasn't put in a corner in timeout. He was locked up in that room, completely cut off from the outside world. Then how'd he find out? There's only one possibility I can think of. The Soviet Union has been researching military applications for psi phenomena. Psi? Things like psychokinesis and ESP, extrasensory perception. You mean moving objects without touching them? Knowing what card somebody's holding up? Psychic powers? Come on. I thought that was just another bunch of disinformation aimed at the West. Just bear with me a second. One type of ESP is telepathy. It's the ability to know another person's thoughts through non-verbal means. You're saying Eli read our minds? It's the only idea that doesn't involve someone getting to him. Ocelot. Look, psi research isn't some hocus pocus. It's all evidence-based, scientific... There's gotta be another explanation. Maybe one of the kids stuck a note to your back. I hope that's the case. But I am convinced that they have, or Eli has, a connection to some force we have yet to identify. You better watch yourself, boss. How am I supposed to do that? If he is depending on something for help, well, that's his Achilles heel. If you can figure out what that something is, you might be able to use it against him. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, and the medical team is looking after the kids left on Mother Base. For the moment, they don't seem too panicked. But boss, get this. Eli got those kids to plot their armed uprising as a diversion. Also, he could steal Sahelanthropus and escape. That brat got us good. Set us up and knocked us down. And then there's that mystery kid who was with Eli. With those two working together, I'd say things won't be over for a long time yet. Skullface. Real name unknown. born in Hungary, more specifically northern Transylvania, after it reverted to Hungary from Romania. While he was young, the country allied with Germany as part of the Axis powers, but later during the war, it came under Soviet occupation. The Hungarians struggled for independence, but the Soviets came down hard. Just like he said, time and again, the country was ruled by a foreign tongue. When he was a young boy, he lost his native language, the bedrock for any developing child. His country, his family, his face, his identity, everything was stolen from him. All he had left was his skull. Skullface first tried his hand at espionage during all the chaos from the war. Agents, military officials, and soldiers who operated out of Hungary during the war vanished over the course of several months. This Soviet spy hunt rocked the counter-intel world. Mysterious fatal illnesses, accidental deaths, drownings, people having strokes behind closed doors. Just like Stalin, no one knew who was behind it. But all you need to do was look for who had the motive. They were all taken out by a man without a face. And now we've got an idea of how he did it too. He'd gotten revenge for his people, but he wasn't finished. Skullface defected to the West, eventually ended up with the SAS. That's where he met Zero. It's possible he began planning this whole thing back then. It's hard to say. In any case, Zero made him his XO. He always did have a thing for oddballs. But this one was set to lead a unit no one else would know about. When Zero created Fox, he also formed XOF as a support team. An unconventional special forces unit designed to support Fox, make it stronger, with Skullface giving the orders. Zero never even told the boss about it, nor the CIA, naturally. If Fox was Zero's silver bullet, XOF was the recoil when he pulled the trigger. Just like Newton's third law. While you were with Fox, Skullface was operating behind the scenes.
Welcome back.
Sometimes as your backup, sometimes as a mole or a scout, sometimes as your cleanup crew. Fox's tale, making sure the mission succeeded and that you survived.
Yeah, I feel like, I like the idea of Skullface being the whole double. I just wish he was written differently, just like his actual character.
People talking about Skullface is pretty interesting. Skullface talking is just like, wow, man. You gotta pace yourself.
Yeah. Obviously, like, every time a new Metal Gear came out, it was just like, alright, how do I fit more shit into this? Out of the stuff I've already written. Most of this was not planned. But, like, if they could have planned Skullface ahead of time and he had been foreshadowed this whole time, it would have been cool.
Snake?
What you're eating? Oh, shit!
Oh, man, it's Galvez.
It's all coming back to me now.
Thank you. You are always so kind to me, Snake.
Yeah, for some reason this time when you come in, she just drops the book, but you can't give her a new photo, even if you've got one. You just gotta pick up this book for her. It's weird. Alright, well...
Anyway, you should probably wash those feet, I guess.
You will come back, right?
I mean, yeah, I got more pictures for you, but you don't want to look at them right now, so I'll come back later. You want food? Do you eat?
What do you think she does with the pictures? Chemical additives.
Gonna have some chemicals for lunch.
It's just what a developing body needs, big boss.
God damn it.
Watch out before you get Polaroid rage.
We haven't heard the soldiers talk in a while, so I'm just kind of running around just listening to what people say, because they got new stuff to say.
So, about the side effect of that shot.
You mean how we're all infertile now? You got kids?
Nope. Not that I ever planned on getting married. You?
The ex-wife took them. Never doing that again. I feel bad for guys who wanted to have them, though. Of course, most of them probably gave up on the idea of family life when they joined. Still, it beats dying. Being a mute all your life.
Yeah, I guess it does.
I just really had a lot of my self-identity tied up in my sperm for some reason. I don't know.
So there are like set points where soldiers can have conversations, and sometimes I wanted like specific ones to show up, and they just fucking wouldn't. So I would just have to spend forever just slowly watching dudes walk around, and like if you get in a soldier's way and they're like, "Oh hey boss," and they see you, sometimes that like prevents the conversation from ever happening. So I have to like sneak around my own employees so I can snoop on them.
Yeah, you really are the big boss. Talking on the job. This is going to come up in your performance review.
I heard the boss has been going to that area under construction a lot lately.
Yeah, saw him myself.
There's something in there.
He's probably just keeping tabs in the building. I've seen him watching us, too. Don't let him catch you slacking off.
Ain't that the truth?
I've seen him watching us, you know, right there.
Hey, hi.
What's up, boss?
Hungry Gibbon, Madhound. I'm watching you.
As you are well aware.
It ain't a secret. I watch everyone.
What's currently under construction?
So when you visit Paz, there's a room off to the side that has a under construction sign there.
Oh, yeah.
You can't go in that area, but yeah.
Roger. This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
So one of the reasons I actually started playing Metal Gear Survive a little bit recently is because I noticed, like a few weeks ago, they actually showed like a big gameplay demo of Death Stranding at TGS, and I suddenly realized, oh wait a minute, I think there are a couple similarities between Survive and Death Stranding gameplay-wise. And I wanted to see how similar they were, just because both of them suddenly had like a focus on survival mechanics.
Right.
I don't think they're super similar, but like when I was seeing some of the stuff, it just really reminded me of Metal Gear Survive. I'm really curious if any ideas from Survive or Death Stranding made it into Survive somehow, in some form, even if it's a different execution. Just because like Kojima seems to have been doing work for Death Stranding all the way back in 2014, before MGS5 even came out, because there are times he was tweeting about like, oh, I'm doing location scouting, and like they're all locations that are like straight up just in Death Stranding.
And this is what you learn by watching those 2-hour YouTube videos of the Kojima truthers. I see.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes people don't want to work at their job anymore, and people at that job are shitty to them, okay?
Yeah.
And sometimes those people are kind of petty about it.
I finally had a decent draft of the lyrics, so I showed them to Professor Galvez first. He liked them. He said I had done a superb job capturing the sense of a young girl's troubled heart. There were one or two lines I thought needed brushing up, so although he said lyrics aren't my specialty at first, he gave me some advice. Everything he said made perfect sense. When I tried putting in his changes, they made the song feel deeper, more sincere. That is the professor for you. He always has the answer. With the lyrics finished, I was ready to show Miller. He does not often take things seriously, but all of a sudden, he was saying, Buzz, you have the soul of an Enka songwriter. And I did not even listen to Enka all that much. Maybe I am pretty talented after all. But still, it took so much time to write the lyrics that there is hardly any time left to rehearse before Peace Day. The three of us rushed into the makeshift practice studio on Mother Base to see how we sounded together. Miller strummed away with a big smile on his face. I sang the main melody, and Professor Galvez improvised a backup melody. I know the professor is smart, but is there anything he cannot do? And Miller's guitar playing sounded a lot better now that he stopped singing. But I can hardly criticize his voice. I thought I had learned the song well enough listening to the tape as I wrote the lyrics, but I had trouble with the pitch and kept missing the rhythm. I have to practice, but there's almost no time left. It is just 3 days until Peace Day. Wait, I thought there were 3 days left before. I went and checked today's date with Miller and the professor. The date has not changed. It is the same day. Something is strange. Am I reliving the same day?
Oh my god, watch out for Adam Sandler. You're not gonna like where this goes.
Oh no! Oh.
Boss, one of our staff has been captured by the enemy. He was on the staff at Mother Base 9 years back. Get our man out of there, boss. To say he's a
So that sort of confirms that, like, yeah, she's doing these tapes of her memories, but in there, who is she? When she says she talks to the professor, is that just more memories of conversations she had with the professor? Is there, like,
I guess?
someone? Is Ocelot the new professor in her mind?
Oh, jeez.
We'll talk, but not here.
The JF Ray eyewear sponsorship that's in this game, Kojima still has JF Ray eyewear showing up in Death Stranding as well. Just kept that relationship going. He kept that strand alive. But yeah, either you rescue Kojima through this side op, or you just get him at a certain point in the game, like we saw a mission or two ago, or an episode or two ago. This mission becomes available a lot earlier in the game if you transfer your save data from Ground Zeroes over. And also if you had rescued him in Ground Zeroes as well.
Right.
But yeah. Who knows if it'll be like this in the final game when Death Stranding comes out, but in previous gameplay stuff, Kojima is also in that game as well. He's just one of the weird black goop human people that comes out of the ground to grab Norman Reedus. Back to base. We're just doing side ops to just kind of pass the time so more story stuff triggers at this point.
I gotta play the game so the game will happen.
Yeah. Hurry up. Oh, before I phoned Kojima, I should have asked him to tell me everything about the ruse he's been doing for 5 years. 5-year-long plan.
It turns out I actually hate Guillermo del Toro.
Boss, we have an emergency. There's been another outbreak of the vocal cord parasites on the base. Several men are dead. It started in the laboratory on the quarantine platform where the radiation leak occurred. I'd only just deployed the security team. I've sent in a rescue team to help, but they haven't returned. Boss, I need you on this. Come back to Mother Base ASAP. Here we go again. There's been another outbreak in the laboratory. The quarantine platform. We sent a team to investigate and recover the survivors, but they haven't returned.
There's nothing on the radio either. We got a backup team ready to go. Just give the order and
I'll go alone.
Boss, what are you... There's no need for that.
We can't afford to lose anyone else.
We have no idea what's going on
Exactly. Anyone still alive's at their breaking point. Last thing we need is another unit storming in. No telling how they'd react.
Fine. First off, check how much the infection has spread. Rescue comes next, after we know the situation. When you're ready to move, just use the iDroid.